This session is strong and stable arms and shoulders. You don't need any props for this, and it's just going to be another short workout to really work on the strength and stability of our shoulders, our arms and our upper body. We're going to start on all fours, so when you're ready, make your way onto your hands and knees. Spreading your fingers wide, pointing your thumbs towards each other and elbow pits are forwards. Okay, and from here we're going to do some shoulder circles. So just start to move your shoulders around. Can you feel those shoulder blades moving in your back? And then can you reverse and go the other way? So it's really easy when you do these shoulder circles to start to move the rib cage instead of the shoulders. So keep a check on whether it's the shoulders or the ribs that are moving. And then come to rest in the middle there. From here, we're going to go straight into our rhomboid push-up. So again, get those elbow pits pointing forwards, and we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together and then press them wide. Squeeze and press those shoulder blades. Again, making sure that it's not your ribs, and then it's the shoulders that are moving. Keep checking on those elbow pits because they're going to want to turn into look towards each other. We're going to do two more. And then just come on off your wrists and your hands for a moment and just give them a little twirl around, give them a little break. We're going to go back onto our hands and knees again, and we're going to do our forearm push-ups. So this again, strength and stability, and it's a really good way to build the strength up to be able to do a full push-up if that's something that you want to be able to do. Same thing, fingers wide, thumbs point to each other, elbow pits are forwards. Find that nice stable shoulder blade position, and then this time you're going to bend the elbows, lowering your upper body towards the floor, and then just straighten. Keeping the elbow pits pointing forwards the whole time as you bend and straighten. Keep going with that. Notice if you're wanting to take your bottom back towards the heels, and that's your body's way of kind of getting around the work and making it easier. So if you need to take some weight off your hands, then absolutely take your bottom back further. If you are wanting to really work on that strength and stability and you can manage well enough, then keep your hips above your knees. That's kind of where you want to have them. Can you do one more here? And then again, come on off your wrists and just give them a little twirl around in each direction, maybe a little shake out. And let's find that reverse prayer hand. So bringing the backs of your hands together. Can you get your thumbs to touch? Can you pull your thumbs away from the rest of your fingers and keep the backs of the hands touching? Can you lower your hands down, bringing your forearms parallel to the floor, but keeping the hands touching. And pulling those thumbs away. Let's just hold here for a couple of breaths. And then just gently release. We're going to go back onto our hands and knees again for that rhomboid push-up. We're going to try and do a single arm this time. If you don't feel that you're ready for a single arm, stay with both arms. But let's get that set up again. Fingers spread, thumbs point to each other, elbow pits are forwards. Okay, and then all we're going to do is take one hand off the floor, and we're just going to squeeze the shoulder blade in towards the spine and then press it out again. So squeeze and press. So just keeping that other hand off the floor. Can you do two more? One more time. And then just replace the hand. Try the other side again. Keep that elbow pit pointing forwards. It's going to want to roll in. We're going to work super hard to keep it pointing forwards. It doesn't matter how big the movement is. Just making sure that we're not letting those shoulders roll in. Last one. And then again, coming off your hands and give your hands a little twirl. Maybe give your shoulders a little roll this time. And gently turn your head side to side. Okay. So we started to build up some stability there, some strength there. We're going to keep building on that, and let's come to our plank. Same thing, fingers wide, thumbs point towards each other, elbow pits are forwards. And then take a moment to find that shoulder blade position. So we don't want them squeezing together. We don't want them really wide. We kind of want that happy medium. So if you imagine your shoulder blade now, it would be flat on your back. Once you're happy with that, let's take one leg at a time back to find our plank position. Can you keep those shoulders nice and stable as you hold that plank? And let's take 3 breaths here. And then bring one knee in, bring the other knee in, and again, just come on off your wrists. So the plank is a really good way to build strength and stability in the arms and the shoulders. And then you can play around with maybe rocking your weight slightly forwards and back. You can play with bringing the knees in, you can take a leg out to the side. So I'm going to show you some of those variations now, and then you can kind of play with those again later on at any point if you want to. So let's find our plank again. And then let's just rock our weight forwards and backwards a little bit. So it's just going over your hands a little bit more and then back. Hi Fred, lovely kisses. Lovely kisses. Alright, and then let's come on off our wrists for that one. But you wish you had a dog kissing your face, don't you? Just hope he's not been out in the garden eating mud or anything worse. Okay, so that's rocking the weight forwards and backwards. So let's try now stepping our feet in one at a time. So find that same setup again. Once you're happy with that plank. So you're just going to bring one leg in and just tuck the toes under and let your knee hover, and then bring that second leg in. So we're going to step one leg at a time back, and then step in and in. Now, if that feels like it's a little bit too much for you right now, you don't have to keep your knees hovering. You can just bring one knee at a time in, and then go back to your plank. And you can just come and step in and out of that plank without having the knees hovering. So it's up to you. But that's a really nice one as well to play with. Coming off your wrist again, just have a little moment, have a little twirl around with your wrist there. So this time we're going to find our plank, and then we're going to see if we can hold the plank stable while we take one leg out to the side and then bring it back in. So same thing, find your plank first. Once you're happy with that plank, you're just going to take one leg out to the side and tap your toe down. It doesn't have to come out very far, just wherever you feel that you can control it and keep it nice and stable. And we're just going to take the leg out, tap it down, bring it in, out, and you can do that as many times as you feel that you can hold that stable shoulder. As soon as you start to collapse in, then come out and give yourself a little shake, whatever you feel that you need to do. We're going to find the plank one more time, and we're going to take it into our inverted V, or that downward facing dog. So let's find that. Okay, and then once you're in your plank, pike the bottom up towards the sky. Okay, so you can have bent knees here, they don't have to be straight. We still want the elbow pits to roll forwards. They're not going to point directly straight ahead, but we want them to roll forwards rather than rolling in. And then let's just bend one knee at a time here. Let's just walk the dog. Let your head hang. Sorry, my mat's very squeaky. Think about sticking your bottom up towards the sky. And if you're really comfortable, you're really happy in this downward facing dog, keep a soft knee, but maybe try lifting one leg off the floor and then bring it back in and try the other side. So really good again for that shoulder stability. Notice if your shoulders are around your ears, try and get a little bit of space. And you can lift that leg as far up as you feel that you can control. What you don't want to do is lift the leg so high that you then have to like arch your back, yeah? And then just have a little walk the dog again, a little pedal of those feet. And then when you're ready, roll back, find your plank, and then come down off your hands one at a time. We need a stretch now, yeah? Coming down. Let's come back onto our knees but our elbows this time. And then we're going to walk those hands forwards a little bit. So we're getting a little bit of a stretch through your shoulders and upper back. And we're going to allow our chest and our head to drop towards the floor. Pull your bottom back towards your heels. And you can rest your forehead down on the floor if it will reach. Let's take a couple of breaths here. And then coming up, we're going to turn the hands over. So flip the hands over so your palms are facing up. Try and get each of your fingernails and your thumbnail down on the floor. And then again, we're going to allow the chest and head to come towards the floor, reaching your arms away, pulling your bottom back in the opposite direction. And let's again hold here. Take a few breaths. Good, and then when you're ready, we're going to come up. We're going to come back onto our hands and we're going to thread the needle now. So we're going to take one hand, palm facing up, and we're going to thread it behind that opposite wrist, twisting your upper body around to bring your shoulder and your ear down towards the floor, reaching that arm through. And then this supporting hand can stay here or it can reach forwards to give you even more stretch if that feels good to you. And we're going to hold, again, 3 breaths. And then we're just going to do the same on the other side. So slide that hand back in, pressing into that hand to come back up. And let's twist to the other side. Again, twisting that arm through, reaching that arm through. Again, that really nice stretch through your shoulders and your back. And then reaching that other arm again forwards if you want to, or you can keep it down next to your face for more support. 3 deep breaths. And then when you're ready, bring that hand back in. Thread your arm back through and come on off your hands. And again, just give them a little twirl around. Whatever you feel they need to do, have a little wriggle around. And you're all done. So I would say with the planks, play around with it, but when you get tired, as soon as you start to notice that your body's starting to collapse and starting to sag, have a rest. Come back to it later on. You don't have to spend hours and hours working out and doing an exercise. Sometimes just 5 or 10 minutes of movement here and there will make the biggest changes to your body and your fitness.